12 now on ESPN Plus presents the Kansas Jayhawks and Stephen F. Austin Lumberjacks tonight inside Allen Fieldhouse. Rockin'. Some students still around even though finals are done, and it is winter break here in Lawrence. It's loud inside the Fieldhouse with the All-American Wayne Simeon. I'm Stephen Davis. Wayne, Jayhawks will get a good test tonight. The Stephen F. Austin team known for their defense.
Yeah, they're going to get out and try to pressure the passing lanes, high pace. They actually lead the league in turnovers, forced in their margins up to 19 a game. If the Jayhawks can stay clear of that, it could be a good night for them.
And Stephen F. Austin has a great post player, Gavin Kinsmill. He'll get good post position. Bill Self's raved about him this week.
He is a load inside, a menace on the glass, particularly the offensive glass. 80 rebounds for the year. Almost half of those come from the offensive side.
A week ago, we saw the Jayhawks just throttle Missouri. The tone setter in that ball game for KU was Christian Brown. He was sensational to start.
Helped them get off to a fast start. You see with the energy that he had, scoring their first 6 buckets, one of those being an and one, bringing lots of life, lots of energy. A fast start's going to be important tonight for the Jayhawks.
Brown's back in the starting lineup tonight for the Jayhawks. You see his first half numbers against Mizzou last week. You know Christian's going to bring it. You know Ochai Agbaji's going to bring it the way he's played. Jalen Wilson, a guy that Bill Self would like to see step up, continue to have some good things happen.
Yeah, still looking to get him going, and I think with the absence of Bobby Pettifer and KJ Adams, creating some space in the lineup and the rotation could give him some more minutes, so be on the lookout for a breakout game for Jalen Wilson.
Some familiarity between these teams as you see Gavin Kinsmill, the Stephen F. Austin center that we referenced, 63% from the field. That means he's shooting a lot of close-in shots.
Yeah, loves that paint area. Hard crab dribbles up and under. Very crafty. Can get angles to score, and he's going to be a good matchup for David McCormack tonight.
Jayhawks in the home whites tonight. A little bit different look on those whites. Can we call them throwbacks? This is the style of uniform from when you played, Mr. Simeon.
Well, I don't remember ours being quite that stylish top to bottom, but that circus font, very nostalgic.
It's a good look. Stephen F. in the blacks, ball in the air. Hope you enjoy it tonight. Remy Martin hustles that one down, keeps it in play, and KU's got it first.
Ochai doing it all, not just leading the team in scoring and three-pointers, but also getting a little tip action there.
Hey, why not? As we get an early foul out front on David Cackleries, the star point guard of the Lumberjacks.
His first personal foul, first team foul.
Cackleries, a guy that KU needs to keep an eye on at the other end. We already see this pressure for Stephen F. They're going to get into these Jayhawk guards, try to make life miserable tonight.
That's one of the things when you try to pressure teams and turn them over, you can lend itself to getting a lot of fouls. And so if KU can get into early foul trouble, maybe to the bonus later in the half, it'll be good.
Agbaji hands the first 3 of the night. Jayhawks start quick. Ochai leading the nation in scoring, 22.4 points a night. David McCormack with the foul on the hedge off the ball screen.
So one of the things with the smaller lineup of Stephen F. Austin, quicker guards coming in off ball screens, David will make sure he has to stay down in his stance, move those feet. Not ideal getting a foul that early in the game, that far away from the basket.
A Stephen F. Austin team, Wayne, that shoots 48% from the field, so it's not just Kinsmill inside. They're all looking to take high percentage shots. Off the ball screen, Hawkins. Finding Solomon in the lane. Agbaji clears for KU. Martin thought about it. Now Harris, best ball mover on the team according to the head coach.
Watching Kinsmill and McCormack go at it. It's 2 guys over 250 pounds in the paint.
Brown from out front. Rebound Stephen F. Austin. Some beef banging on the inside tonight. Kind of fun watching 2 big fellas go at it for you, isn't it?
You know, it really is, and it'll be interesting to see how involved these coaches try to get both these guys early.
Quick baseline spin from Kinsmill.
Good crafty move there.
Brown gets the baseline and finishes. Quick to the bucket, Christian Brown. Quickly the other way, Stephen F. Austin. Agbaji off the rebound. 3-on-3 the other way. Martin trailing wide open. Second foul on McCormick.
Mitch Lightfoot checking into the game. David looking a little frustrated, 2 early fouls, but it is nice to have Mitch Lightfoot with all of his experience coming off the bench, ready to keep the composure.
You mentioned the frustration for McCormick. 2 fouls that I think he knows were avoidable. It's a long time to sit on the bench, possibly with 2 early fouls. Lightfoot now battling Kensmill. He gets it. With the foul on Kensmill, DeJuan Harris getting in to draw the charge.
Coach Self gave DeJuan Harris high praise early in the week, describing him as the best defender. And this is one of the reasons why he leads the team in charges taken. Gets a lot of deflections, oftentimes has to guard the best ball handler on the other team. He's up for the task.
I said DeJuan, not just the best defender on this team, the best on-ball defender he's had outside of Jeff Hawkins in his 19 years at KU.
Wow, that's high praise considering who he had on the team last year. Marcus Garrett, National Defensive Player of the Year, knowing what he's doing.
Lightfoot on the second try, able to score it.
Good second bounce by Mitch Lightfoot.
To that point on DeJuan Harris, Bill did clarify and say Marcus is the best overall defender we've had, but on ball, pressuring other teams' guys, he said it's Jeff Hawkins, then DeJuan Harris. Good back cut on the Stephen F. Austin side for Day Hall, 6'5" freshman who's in off their bench. Jayhawks quickly the other way, and a foul on Hawkins.
I think Stephen F. Austin likes the pace of this game. High activity on offense, very little standing around, guys cutting, dribble penetration, quick ball movement.
You see Kyle Keller there, former KU staffer, the 6th-year head coach of the Lumberjacks. 112 and 49 his record at SFA.
Got some signature wins during his time there as well.
Last 3 years they've won on the road at Baylor, Duke, and LSU. Tackles blocked by Lightfoot.
Wow, what an effort there by Mitch Lightfoot. Oh!
Remy looked off everybody, including his target.
Could have been a fun play there to get the block and have a big-time effort all the way down in to finish with a dunk. Couldn't quite put it together. Plenty of time left for more opportunities for dynamic plays like that.
I mentioned these two coaches knowing each other. They've worked together, friends for 30-plus years. These two teams play similar styles. Here's Latrell Giselle, the former Jayhawk. And it's KU ball.
Latrell coming off that big performance earlier in the week, 7 3-pointers made. I'm sure he'd like to get it going here tonight in front of some of his former teammates and probably even some former classmates.
Yeah, Jayhawk just last year. Played in only 10 games, limited by injury, was never really healthy. 28 points in their loss to Louisiana Monroe earlier this week. Brown slicing inside, banks it home.
Man, Christian Brown has been so effective as of late, attacking the basket. Thought he was settling for long shots a little bit too frequently earlier in the season, but has really found his niche in getting downhill.
Kensmill on the offensive glass, powering it up against Lightfoot. And it'll be Jayhawk ball as we get our first break of the night. Fast start again. Christian Brown, couple buckets. KU up 9-4 early. Bill Self in the huddle, 7th-ranked KU up 9-4 early on Stephen F. Austin. Stephen Davis, Wayne Simeon with you tonight here in Allen Fieldhouse. Hey, doesn't matter that finals have happened. Most of the students have gone home. This building's full again.
Yeah, it's great, man. It's obviously not going to match what we experienced last Saturday.
You don't think it will?
With Mizzou in the house, but pretty impressive still with students gone and holidays upon us. Man, we're spoiled here with that.
Very. Extremely spoiled. These guys come in from Nacogdoches, Texas, and there's 16,000 folks waiting for them. They barely got here. Major travel issues yesterday for SFA. Had to rely on a donor to supply a couple planes late to get them in. But they got here. Got in town last night. Got their work in today. Ochai on the drive, kicks out. Christian Brown penetrating, setting up Wilson. Shot clock down to 2. Wilson with the turn. Lightfoot trying to chase it down, but the Lumberjacks come away with it.
Good patience there on the Jayhawks. I know that possibly didn't get the shot they wanted at the late shot clock, but the ball movement side to side was something that will be helpful for them as the game progresses.
McElree's driving. Looking in at Kinsmill, but not getting it to the big fella. Now their shot clock down to 7. Sell working on his former teammate, Agbaji. Lost it. Shot clock violation.
We know the Jayhawks can score with the best of them in the country, but something this time of year that coach really wants to emphasize and see them growing is their defensive intensity, particularly late in the shot clock. They struggled with that weeks ago against Charleston State, and it was good to see them close that out here early with that chase down rebound.
You want to hear a crazy stat?
Let's hear it.
KU leads the Big 12. Now, granted, this is early in the season, haven't played any conference games. Leads the Big 12 in scoring, 5th in the nation in scoring offense. Defensively, KU's last in the Big 12. They've allowed the most points per game. That is very un-Bill Self-like.
Yeah, very un-Bill Self, and something that he'll be looking to change for sure.
Wide open corner 3. Not there for Brown. Excellent look on that possession for KU. McElree's pressured by Harris. You see how Dewan gets into that ball handler.
Dewan doing a great job on McElree's. Earlier on in the season, man, when he gets into the paint, he is a dynamic playmaker. But also has some range there, as we see.
Cashing the 3 off the kick out from Kinsmill. Good 2-man game. Good cross-court look by Mitch Lightfoot. Another open 3 not falling for the Jayhawks. McElree's wants to push. Jayhawks able to recover in transition. It's for SFA to tie it or maybe take the lead here. Kinsmill isolated on Lightfoot, goes to the spin.
With this smaller lineup on the floor, that's something that the Jayhawks should certainly be able to handle. That transition defense, and solid defense leads to solid shots on the other end, as we see Ochai Agbaji nail his second or third one for the night.
2nd to 9. Look at the confidence, though, pulling up for 3 on the break. Something we did not see from Ochai Agbaji the last 2 years.
Basket looking pretty big for that young fella, shooting over 50%.
Again, single-digit shot clock for the Lumberjacks. Ball pulled free, and it belongs to the Jayhawks. DeJuan Harris creating havoc as we get another look at the pull-up from Ochai.
Christian Brown leading the way. Great pitch ahead. That's a guy that you have to find in transition offense. Can't believe they left him naked like that. Ochai made him pay.
It's a basketball term, right?
Of course. No defender there.
Okay. Agbaji again, open up top. He'll let that one fly, too. He's feeling it. 3 threes for Ochai Agbaji. Timeout, Kyle Keller and Stephen F. Austin.
Well, I thought he hit 3 earlier. I could just put one in the bank for him, right?
Yeah. A little premonition. Went underneath the screen. This is an NBA range 3.
That's right, dribbling left under the screen. Pull up right over the top. Nearly from the beat.
I know that's a big bird out there, but you get out onto that logo, that's some range. In your time watching Jayhawk basketball, Wayne, basically your whole life, have you seen a guy develop as much as Ochai has from when he first stepped on the court, coming out of that redshirt season, playing midway through his freshman year, to what he's become here halfway through his senior season?
You know, it's been really fun to see himself and his staff develop 4-year players. Obviously, we've seen that with guys like Frank Mason and Devontae Graham, but none of those guys came in as a redshirt.
Jayhawks with their biggest lead of the night. McElree's off the ball screen, cut off, pulls it out. Look at the bounce going. Solomon. Kinsmill is out. Where do they go for offense? 5 to shoot for the Jacks. And they throw it to the Jayhawk bench.
great all-around defense there. Solid ball pressure. Guys denying one pass away. Forced that turnover there.
Jalen Wilson bringing the ball up the last couple times for the Jayhawks. Zach Clements is in for the first time.
Yeah, seeing him get a little early action, probably brought on by 2 fouls from McCormick, but it'd be good to see the young fella get into rhythm.
Wilson step through, left hand off the glass. Bill Self says Jalen Wilson just needs to see more good things happen, and we're going to start seeing the Jalen Wilson that we saw a lot last year.
Good for him to see that ball go down early, being aggressive, attacking the rim.
This is Jonathan Aku going high-low with Calvin Solomon. Triple teamed in the paint, and he walked with it. Jayhawks force the 5th SFA turnover of the night. Wilson with the left hand. KU's up 10. Nice ceremony here during the timeout. Some kids from Big Brothers Big Sisters program got new bikes and helmets donated by Academy Sports and Outdoors, and some gigantic smiles out there.
Come on, why wait for Christmas? Let's hook the kids up early.
You got bikes for your kids, right?
Oh man, okay. I've done a lot of things on the field house court. Have never ridden the bike on. You just rid that thing off. That's great. That's awesome.
You should do that sometime. You do work here.
Still don't think I can get away with that.
Probably
quite yet.
not. Probably not.
Need a little more tenure.
KU 10-point lead. Ochai Agbaji 3 threes already. 6th time this season he's done that. 28th time in his career. A little zone look here from SFA.
Yeah, shifting it out.
Remy Martin, deep 3. Look at Agbaji. Oh my goodness.
So interesting because typically after a timeout, we see Coach Self liking to go to alley-oop for Agbaji. Stephen F. Austin switched to a zone, but yet we still get a highlight play from Ochai there with the and one tip in.
He created his own alley-oop. Foul on Gavin Kensmill, who had just checked back in. That's the 2nd on the big man for SFA. In and out on the free throw. Ochai stuck at 11 points. That was impressive just to go up and get that rebound, let alone find a way to put it back up and in. Kensmill staying in with the 2 fouls. They're trying to get it to him, and they do against Clements, the freshman. Uses the patience, but misses the layup. He's a 63% shooter and missed an open layup.
Man, I thought he worked that angle on Clements, but couldn't quite get it down.
Jalen Coleman lands in for the Jayhawks, going baseline. And throws it out to nobody except Calvin Solomon to the other end for the flush.
Calvin Solomon.
Typically on a baseline drive, you want a baseline drift, and you want to throw it to that opposite corner. A little miscommunication there with Jalen Coleman lands. And we see what that miscommunication turned into turnover and points.
Wilson's fade on the baseline, too strong. Cackleries pushing the other direction. Solomon goes to work. Kensmill inside. We're halfway through the first half. SFA's only put up 9 against this Jayhawks defense. Kensmill left hand powers it in.
Tough task for Zach Clements to have to guard Kensmill one-on-one. Typically we'll see a double team from the opposite post. Jalen Coleman lands, was late on that hard dig. Didn't get there in time.
Coleman lands, gets an open look from 3. Clements on the board, back up and in. Well, the freshman's going to learn some things tonight. Getting the other way is SFA and Day-Day Hall with the lay-in as they beat the Jayhawks down the floor.
Man, pretty fast-paced action. 2 dribbles, 1 pass, and points on the board.
Raji in trouble near midcourt. Now Martin. Nice find of Coleman lands. Couple fakes and gets hammered by Hall. Kenitra Pulliams is on the sideline. She was in the KU huddle during the last timeout. What do you have, KP?
There's 2 things that Bill Self emphasized during the last timeout. Rebounding, in that Stephen F. Austin offensively averages 14 offensive rebounds a game, and no lazy passes. We've seen too many of those by the Jayhawks so far early in this game, leading to easy points for the Lumberjacks.
Seen that again since the timeout. To that rebounding point, though, they've held SFA, Wayne, to only 2 offensive rebounds so far.
Yeah, only 2 offensive rebounds, and SFA staying active in those passing lanes. If they can't control it on the offensive glass, going to try to turn it over and get more scores.
Kyle Keller, his team's still trying to find itself. They battled some injuries, guys coming in and out of the lineup. They lost one of their best players, Rati Ware, senior, to an injury a couple games ago. They're really missing him right now. Nigel Hawkins, a guy they were counting on early this season, was hurt to begin the year. This is only the 4th game he's played. They're still trying to mix and match and figure out what they have.
Yeah, a little snake bitten with the injury bug there. And Rati Ware, another all-conference performer. Certainly will be missing him tonight.
Tough bucket inside. Day Hall, the freshman's got 6 off the bench. Brown left it short. Like that look, though, in transition when you get it to Christian.
Yeah, particularly Christian at 6'7" in his athleticism typically finishes that. So I don't think that's anything that coach would be disappointed in on that shot.
Hall left open, straight on. Bill Self shortening his rotation a bit in the game against Missouri last week. Expanded a bit tonight already with the 2 early fouls on McCormick. Joseph Yesufu in for the first time. Pass was intended for him, picked off by Solomon, going all the way, and it's a blocking foul on Christian Brown. Brown called for the block. We've got a break. 23-15 Jayhawks on Big 12 now on ESPN+. Up some towns here recently, and
yeah, that was pretty strange. 2 tornadoes this time of year, but I've heard that universities and athletic departments in that region joining together, making sure that people affected by that weather are taken care of with food and resources for the holidays, and glad we get a chance to be a part of it as well.
Calvin Solomon, 6'7" junior out of Houston, a couple of shots. Buries the first.
Showing off his athleticism early.
Averages 7.5 points, 6 rebounds per game. Shooting just 36% at the line, but that first one went smooth, and so does the second.
He got to the free throw line by eyeing that cross-court pass and shot out like a rocket with the poke steal going the other way.
Well, it was a 12-point Jayhawk lead at one juncture, down to just 6 now in this first half. SFA back to the zone look for the moment. Hawks working it around the perimeter. Yesufu now drives it. And kick out to Harris. Baji, 3 threes already. Tries to go to the corner, and there's Solomon again. Another steal for Calvin Solomon. Long arm. And driving it again, hard to the rack. Timeout, Bill Self. Might not be a pleasant huddle on the Jayhawk side right now.
Man, I don't think so. Coming out of the previous timeout for turnover and empty possession. Solomon out there like a safety. Back-to-back steals and showing that length and athleticism, attacking the basket. These guys can play too now.
Preseason second in their new conference. Talk about them being in the Southland Conference before. They're now in the Western Athletic Conference, the WAC. They were picked second by the media, third by the coaches in the preseason polls. It's a league that's been dominated by New Mexico State lately, but Stephen F. Austin's going to have something to say about it, too.
I mean, think about the coaches that are in that conference. Of course, you got Kyle Keller.
Chris Jans is at New Mexico State. Bryce Drew's the head coach at Grand Canyon.
That's right. Billy Gillespie.
Tarleton State. New Mexico State, Grand Canyon, SFA, the top 3 consensus preseason in that league. Jayhawks go over the top. And Abaji couldn't get it to go down.
There's that after timeout lob that is so typical of Coach Self.
Quick three doesn't fall for SFA's Antwi Boziaco. It'll stay with the Lumberjacks. Is it possible to get too high on a lob, Wayne?
You know, I don't think so. I think he had good hands on it. Maybe just try to throw it down a little bit too quick, too cleanly.
I'm going to leave all the dunk analysis tonight to you.
Well, I certainly wasn't catching lobs like that. I'm watching the replay like you on that
You
one.
dunked quite a few. Remy Martin speeding through traffic. Unable to finish. Now SFA the other way. Cackleries drops it off for Hawkins, who lays it in. This up and down transition style right now favoring the visitors.
Yeah, it is, especially as they get a chance to shrink back into their pressure defense and find their comfort zone and getting Kansas out of theirs.
Brown trapped near midcourt, needing some help. Finds Harris, 6 to shoot. Martin off the skip, 3 ball, short. Rebound SFA, and they're going to call traveling on Nana Antwi Boziaco.
Lost a little bit of footing there, couldn't quite close out the possession. Got a reset shot clock for the Jayhawks.
The longer this game goes, the more comfortable SFA is looking defensively.
Yeah, it really does. Hawks jumped out to an early lead, an early easy lead, getting easy buckets. Now they've really been laboring to score.
Baji misfiring. Chance for SFA to tie it, maybe take the lead. They have hit only 1 3 so far.
This is where Coach Self really would like to see the Jayhawks hunker down defensively and see their defense create easy points for them. On the other end is Ochai and Dewan challenge that shot.
Cackleries went back door, and Harris recovering after getting beat with the block.
It's just good hands, good tempo. On the ball defender.
Heavy pressure there on Nigel Hawkins, and the whistle goes against Harris.
You hate to see a foul like that take place in the deep corner. Had him right where they wanted to. Down the ball screen as they're trying to force him towards the baseline. You want to use that baseline as an additional defender. DeJuan Harris bailed him out with the foul there.
This game getting physical on the perimeter now. Baji pressuring Solomon, who uses the screen to get into the lane. Tough shot. Hall the offensive rebound. That's what SFA does. They get on the offensive glass. Hall with the spin over Lightfoot to score it. And we're tied.
Got to be frustrating for Coach Self because that offensive rebound wasn't a dynamic play from Stephen F. Austin. It was a 50-50 ball that they just wanted more.
Ball knocked free. Calvin Solomon thought he had it cleanly. Instead picks up his first foul. Well, back to the other end in this rebound that you were talking about.
Yeah, 50-50 ball right there. Surprised that Christian Brown didn't come up with that.
That's a freshman there in Day-Day Hall.
Day-Day Hall's come off the bench with a lot of energy. Offensively, defensively. I think he's got 8 points now.
Shouldn't be a surprise. They've come back from 12 down to tie, but there's a lot more energy on that SFA bench than the Jayhawk bench right now.
Certainly is, and it's one of the things that you have to bring, and not a lot of energy in the field house right now from the fans, haven't given these guys much to get on their feet about.
Jalen Wilson gets him going a little bit. Tough shot there in the lane.
And that's one of the things that these mid-majors, when they come into town, they're going to give us their best shot, and they're going to bring their own energy on the road, and it's important that...
Look at the big fella, Kensmill with the drive and finish.
Man, it's important that they don't outmatch the Hawks in their energy as Kensmill just put on display there, attacking the rim on Lightfoot.
Martin off from the corner. Cackleries ahead of the pack. Avoids Abaji with the finish, and SFA has their first lead.
Got some debris on the court there.
Look at Kensmill. This is a big fella. Taking Mitch to the rack.
260, wide shoulders, creating downhill space there. with a good finish over the top. And then on this possession here, the Jayhawks, all of their personnel was flat, which led to the easy run out and easy layup that we saw there.
Martin, nice drive. Can't get the shot to drop. Aggressive battle for the rebound. Lightfoot comes out with it. McElry's got popped in the mouth. Abaji not there on the three. And a foul on the rebound as Lightfoot had his hands on the ball.
Great second effort there by Mitch Lightfoot.
Look at this.
Shedding the block out. Multiple efforts. Man, you talked about this being a physical game. Bodies on the ground. Guys holding their noses.
You know, these two coaches, as similar as they are and being friends, they have some intense rebounding drills in practice.
Well, the backbone for both of these coaches' identity is toughness. You know, that's something that starts at Oklahoma State with Coach Iba and Coach Sutton, which both of these coaches have had a tremendous amount of experience and tutelage from, and that's going to be a part of their coaching philosophy, and we certainly see it here tonight.
Bill Self looking for a 23rd straight non-conference win here in Allen Fieldhouse. That foul a moment ago was on Cackleries, their point guard. It was his second. Lightfoot ties the game, going 2 for 2 at the stripe. Crowd coming to life a little bit now. Posey having to handle it with Cackleries on the bench. Solomon leaping to receive it, lays it in.
That was a nice horns action that we saw. Ran there by Stephen F. Austin. Solomon with the early screen, hard roll to the basket.
Martin for the lead. KU's back in front. First points tonight for Remy Martin.
Doesn't take much for Remy to get going. Certainly going to need his energy and activity these last 3.5 minutes.
Solomon in traffic. Offensive foul. KU's got a battle on their hands. Jayhawks by 1.
Stephen F. Austin, Kansas Jayhawks, big time competitiveness here. Nice high-low there from Kinsmill to Solomon. Good ball reversal. Remy Martin with his first 3 for tonight, joining the party. And man, we've talked about it since this game started. Just the physicality behind this. Man, look at the bodies hitting the floor. Jalen Wilson actually got a charge on that play, but that's what's keeping Stephen F. Austin in this game is that type of effort there. And
a little smile from Kyle Keller.
Oh, he's got it like that.
It's like somebody took a dial and just keeps cranking it up. The intensity and the physicality, it's not going down at all.
Well, I mean, when you start the game down 12 on the road and you cut the lead down to 1 with 3 minutes left, you got 2 of your starters on the bench with 2 fouls. He's happy to be where he's at right now.
Jayhawks didn't get what they wanted initially out of the timeout there against the zone. Going over the top to Brown. Tough catch. Kinsmill, the rebound, his 7th of the first half, go along with 6 points, 4 assists for the SFA big man.
Active on both ends of the court, scoring, rebounding, passing. No wonder he's preseason all-conference.
Diving on the floor, but can't get it to a teammate. Brown, no numbers, now attacks, scoops it home. Patience and poise from Christian Brown.
And great poise there, especially with Latrell Giselle trying to take the charge as he's attacking the basket. Christian Brown did a great job avoiding the contact, finding the angle, and finishing high off the glass.
Those are the kind of buckets SFA had been getting for a stretch. Lightfoot trying to deny the lob to Kinsmill. He gets it. Not really anything you can do there on the baseline. He turns it over.
Nice composure there by Mitch Lightfoot, not bailing him out there with a foul as he's sitting there hip to hip trying to front. Remy Martin there. Oh, maybe got away with a little push there. Helped him over the line there a little bit.
It's only a foul if they call it, right?
It's true.
That's a tough spot to catch the ball right there on the baseline, though.
Yeah, not much you can do down there. Pretty much no man's land that deep on the baseline, somewhat behind the backboard. Kinsmill is skilled. I don't know if he's that skilled.
Wilson out to help out Lightfoot. Pull up from the foul line. Bang.
Man, now this is what you want to see right here. Jalen Wilson making the most out of his minutes with McCormick, who we haven't seen since early in the first half with those 2 fouls.
McElrees is back in. Goes to the reverse. Missed everything. Blocking foul. Christian Braun was on the attack again. Like Jalen Wilson getting active, don't you?
I do. Jalen Wilson making the most out of his minutes. 2 dribble pull up there with the left hand. It's actually a nice second-level scoring move, and actually initiated this foul for Christian Braun as he secured the defensive rebound as one of our big players that actually has the ability to go coast to coast, put pressure on the defense with his ability to handle the basketball and his speed, attracts the attention of the defense, and then finds the open player.
80% free throw shooter, knocks them both down. 9 straight points for the Jayhawks, Wayne, after SFA had gone in front.
Well, I think you mentioned that Coach Self wasn't going to be happy in the previous timeout that he took. I think he motivated our guys a little bit.
He has ways of doing that, doesn't he? Cackle-Rees and Kensmill working. Kensmill on the block, back out to Cackle-Rees. 10 to shoot. Kensmill spinning on Lightfoot. Gets it to drop. A little finesse from the big fella.
Man, little finesse, little power again. If Kensmill can stay away from the double team and keep these guys one-on-one, he's going to continue to be successful there in the paint.
You're getting the line against man defense this time.
Seen a little bit of everything from Stephen F. Austin, and
not easy to move the ball against him. Cackle-Rees out ahead of everybody. Bottled up by Lightfoot, has to kick it out. Sell. Swatted by Mitch Lightfoot.
Wow, big-time effort there by Mitch Lightfoot. Saved the initial layup by sprinting back after the turnover. Walled up and then timed to send that thing to the third row.
A little bit of everything there for Mitch. The hustle, the athleticism. Cackle-Rees 3 short.
Little Christmas gift for someone there in the front row.
Shot clock off. Jayhawks will hold for the final one of the first half.
See what type of action we got here. I imagine that Coach Self would like to get it to his leading scorer, Ochai Agbaji.
Ochai coming to get it. Now Martin, 7 seconds. Wilson, turnaround, fading, got it. And that'll do it for the first half. Jayhawks finished that first half on an 11-2 run after Stephen F. Austin had come back from 12 down to take a brief lead. Very impressive response for the Jayhawks.
Something that Kyle Keller isn't all that excited about going into his locker room, yet the Jayhawks are.
Let's go over to Kenitra with Coach Self.
How do you feel about the way Jalen Wilson has played in this first half?
He played well the last part of the first half. He made a couple of key baskets for us, but you know, we didn't get back in transition. Our shot selection stunk. We didn't guard the high-low. There's a lot of things we can talk about.
What role is rebounding playing in this score here at halftime?
Well, I haven't seen the numbers, but it felt like that they controlled it, and we certainly didn't get much on the offensive end. But they're just tougher on us right now.
Coach, thank you.
SFA out rebounding KU by 4 at half. Well, by the way, Jalen Wilson, season high 8 points in that first half. Ochai Agbaji hot early. Jayhawks with a 38-31 lead at halftime. Big 12 now on ESPN+. Halftime in the Fieldhouse, 38-31. Kansas on top of Stephen F. Austin with former KU All-American Wayne Simeon. I'm Stephen Davis. Very intense first half for these two teams. Stephen F. Austin came back from 12 down to take a brief 2-point lead. Then KU finished the half on an 11-2 run. As you look at the first half numbers, rare to see a Bill Self-coach team get outshot in field goal percentage, but that was exactly what happened in the first half. And oh, by the way, they got out-rebounded too.
That's the thing that's more glaring to me, is being -4 on the glass in your own home with guys that are bigger and should be more aggressive. And of course, I'm a little biased. Spent a lot of time in that paint. down there, that's something that's going to have to change if the Jayhawks want the outcome to be.
Do you think that was mentioned once, twice, 3 times in the locker room at halftime, or about 20?
And I imagine that the tone and the volume level was probably heightened just a tad bit, just a little, Stephen?
Just a bit, maybe. See how they do for the second half. Hey, Tuesday, Jayhawks are back at it, but they're on the road. Taking on former conference mate, Colorado Buffaloes out west. Jayhawk Game Day Live before and after the ball game right here on ESPN+.
Man, we're talking nostalgia, bringing back the Circus Font tonight, and then we get a chance to go and play a former Big 8, Big 12 opponent.
You like Colorado in the altitude, didn't you?
Man. I didn't like the altitude, but I appreciated all the Western Kansas fans making the trip to Boulder. And it's one thing to hear the Rock Chalk chant in the field house. It's another thing to hear it in someone else's house, and we always appreciated that.
Leading scorers from the first half, you saw Kinsmill and Hall for Stephen F. Austin. Baji with 11 for KU, Wilson and Brown with 8. It's SFA ball to open the second half. They got through the first half with no more than 2 fouls on any of their guys.
Pretty impressive, the discipline of Kinsmill finishing out that half.
And that second half starts with the former Jayhawk, Latrell Giselle, banging home a 3. Fast start for the Jacks out of the locker room. Giselle guarding his former roommate, Christian Brown.
See his stance and his intensity pick up a little bit. Knocking down a 3 actually helps that, energizes you on the defensive end.
Kinsmill stealing the entry pass. They want to go into Kinsmill. Working on McCormick, who played only 2 minutes. 2 fouls in that first half. Kinsmill, left hand, banks it home as he hits the ground. And a quick timeout from Bill Self. 5 straight out of the locker room for the Jacks. Looking to axe them here in Lawrence tonight. That is an energized SFA huddle. They've scored the first 5 out of the locker room, Mr. Simeon, to cut this to a 2-point game. They keep feeding the big fella, Gavin Kinsmill. He's impressive, pretty nimble for his size.
Man, pretty nimble, but here we're seeing why he was a preseason all-conference selection. We see how he'd be able to carry this SFA team to finishing in the top half of the WAC conference and potentially to March. I'm seeing a guy that could help.
He was first team All-Southland Conference a year ago and the Southland Conference Student Athlete of the Year. He's 6'7". He's going against taller guys tonight. It's not slowing him down much.
Yeah, no fear in his eye.
Jayhawks need a basket here out of the timeout. Get some momentum back. Shot clock at 10. Ball hasn't really gone inside yet. Martin will drive it. Kick out. Baji has the shot wiped off. Offensive foul on Remy Martin.
That play didn't have a good feel about it from the beginning. Looked like guys didn't start out in the right position. Saw some pointing and some directing there from multiple players on the court. It didn't start well and didn't end well.
Buckle in. The Lumberjacks ain't going anywhere tonight. McElrees pulls it out. Kinsmill out on the floor. Back to the senior point guard, Cacklerees.
Man, that's got to be frustrating for a coach because you know you just drawn up a play, use a timeout to do that, and get lack of execution and get nothing from it.
Good defense from McCormick to force the turnover with the shot clock ticking down. Baji trying to create. Brown on the rebound. Gets 2 bonus points to the Jayhawks.
Yeah, Giselle just a little outmatched there. 6'7" Christian Brown is able to reach up and easily finish over him.
For a reason, Christian's 4th in the Big 12 in rebounding. Kinsmill off the lane, double team comes, he throws it away. Mark hanging, he'll shoot 2.
Now that right there is a reason why Coach Self is really emphasizing defense this part of the year, because it just doesn't have to do with you keeping the other team from scoring, but it can create easy scoring opportunities for the Jayhawks on the other end. as we see Remy Martin stepping up to knock down some free throws.
Remy, 10 points, 5 assists in the win over Mizzou a week ago. Super senior. Goes 1 for 2 at the line. He's got 4 points tonight to go along with 2 helpers. This is where you want to get SFA if you can, half-court set, where they can't speed into the offense or get a transition bucket.
Yeah, that's certainly how they've been able to score the basketball in transition with their athleticism, off the turnovers. As you see yet another turnover from them, they are struggling in the half court.
Wilson finding Brown for the slam. Jayhawks take advantage of the broken court, and Kyle Keller needs a timeout at the other end. It's been slow, but that's 5 straight for KU out of the timeout.
Great job is still here. Pitch ahead to the big fella. David knows he's got to give that thing up right away. Numbers in offensive transition to lead to easy buckets. And I like the way Christian Brown finished that with the dunk out.
Everybody getting involved. Jalen Wilson fired up. That's the kind of basketball KU has needed to play tonight, getting it going a little bit.
You know, it really is, and we've been waiting for Jalen Wilson to get it going for a while, and we know what he's capable of, certainly on the offensive end and his ability to score, but it's nice to see him get involved in other areas of the game and create opportunities for other guys to draw energy in other areas and not just seeing the ball go in the hoop.
A little full court pressure being applied now by the Jayhawks. They're going to pick up Cackle-Rees at 94 feet. Wilson, the steal, lays it in. Pressure pays off immediately.
So interesting how we saw earlier in the half, Stephen F. Austin switching defense, going from zone, pressure man, full court, half court. Coach Self caught them off guard with a little bit of their own medicine and picking up full court and getting that easy score.
Kinsmill gets it. Double team comes. He has to give it up. Cackle-Rees, 3, yes. Crowd silencer from David Cackle-Rees. The Jayhawks have started to double team Kinsmill, try to get the ball out of his hands.
Yeah, and of course that's one of the downfalls of a double team is it causes rotation help on the other side of the floor and leaves Kinsmill open for the knockdown. And
illegal screen against David McCormick.
Wow, all 3 of David's fouls have been away from the basket in a way that hasn't been making an offensive move to score nor a defensive move protecting the rim, and that's so frustrating as a big guy. You only get 5 of them, and you want to use them right.
Game days are supposed to be more fun than practice, but when they call fouls on you, it changes things. See the body language from David. He's not thrilled with how his night has gone.
He's a veteran. He's had up and downs before.
What does Coach Self always say? Next play?
Next play. That's right. Don't let one mistake become 2.
Kinsmill double teamed again. Out to Hawkins from the corner. Tipped out. Cackle-Rees. That's the defender 5 by. That is a deep 3 from Latrell Giselle. Talk about on the logo.
Giselle showing off his range there as he knocks down that 3 and backpedals, looking at the Kansas bench.
Steal. Trail to the floor to get it. Cackle-Rees, the spin, the contact. He'll shoot a pair. SFA bringing it again when it looked like they were down for the count. Jacks are off the mat. Firing from the logo. Stephen F. Austin giving the Kansas Jayhawks, 7th ranked in the country, a fight tonight. Look how tight that huddle is, Wayne Simeon. If you're going to come into Allen Fieldhouse and win as a visitor, I don't care, Big 12, not Big 12, you better all be on the same page, and it looks like they are for Kyle Keller.
It's so true, and that coach right there is not intimidated by big-time environments. He's had a career of playing in them, has won in several. His guys haven't had a chance to experience that, but he's going the extra mile to make sure they have the best opportunity to do so tonight.
They are showing their toughness this evening.
trying to become only the 6th non-league team to come into Allen Fieldhouse and beat a Bill Self-coached team. Long ways still to go in this one, though. Nobody knows it better than that man. Still about 15.5 minutes to go. Cackle-Rees goes 1 for 2 at the line.
A lot of coaches, a lot of players would love to have that on their resume. But it comes with a lot of work, focus, unity.
Back to the zone look for SFA. Wilson, foul line, turnaround. Taylor, a season-high 10 points. Misfiring there. Solomon going all the way the other way. Count the bucket, goaltending on McCormick.
And I don't know if David needed to challenge that shot. I'm not sure that it was going to get above the rim.
Looks like the right call coming off the backboard, but as you said, it didn't look high enough where it was going to go in. We got a tie ball game. Just over 15 minutes to go.
You know, I don't fault David for that. Playing with 3 fouls, looking for a way to get energized, get into the game.
Dribbling violation on Brown. Unforced Jayhawk turnover, their 11th turnover tonight.
Very uncanny of Christian. I actually do think that was forced just by the overall pressure that Stephen F. Austin has been able to apply to the Jayhawks all night long.
Juwan Harris will check in for Wilson. KU will go small again. SFA on a 9-0 run over the last minute and a half. Nigel Hawkins. Cackle-Rees, ball screen, pick and roll with Kensmill. Good help from Brown. Cackle-Rees on the line, left it short. Brown, long arms to get the rebound.
Solid defensive possession there, going late to the shot clock. Guarding the ball screen, but also Brown chasing down that rebound to secure it.
David McCormick with the patience to lay it in. His first basket tonight.
David did a great job running the floor there, sealing and getting position early on Kingsmill, which led to the easy throw over from Remy Martin.
Cackle-Rees high off the glass to tie it.
Difficult finish there over the big fella. I thought that was going to bounce off the shot clock.
Some serious touch. McCormick off balance, has it knocked away. Long lead pass, Giselle. Brown, I think, got a piece of it, and it's Jayhawk ball. How about the nerves, though, from SFA to pitch ahead in traffic? No fear.
Again, trying to get back to that fast pace that got them back in the game in the first half. Possibly sending guys out a little bit early. I know that came off of a turnover, but there have been a couple of missed offensive opportunities off shots that the Jayhawks have had that have led to leak outs, and it's going to be important for Juwan Harris and Remy Martin that as soon as that ball goes up, they're getting back to half court, ready to cut down on those transition baskets. Here we see the pressure defense all the way out to the logo.
You're completely out of sync. 8 to shoot. Harris finding Brown, blind pass, Lightfoot blocked from behind. 2 to get it up. Contact, no whistle, count the bucket for Mitch Lightfoot.
Wow, a lot going on in there in that play with the hourglass running out the shot clock. I wasn't sure Mitch was going to get that off, but he came away with a basket and no foul.
Fieldhouse is alive. And SFA turns it over for the 15th time.
Man, the fans coming to their feet off Mitch Lightfoot's effort there may have thrown Stephen F. Austin out of sorts there, as that was an unforced turnover.
It can get loud in here in a hurry. Baji posting, they can't get it to him. Mark has it knocked free. Ball loose, Lightfoot to the floor, but SFA comes out with it. They are relentless defensively. 11th in the nation in steals coming in, and they're showing why. Jackson Posey, a 3. Got it! And the Lumberjacks have the lead.
Yet again, Kingsmill drawing the attention of two defenders. The Jayhawks late in their rotation. I thought Christian Brown was going to get there on that closeout.
Brown takes the lead right back. Answer. Knocked away from behind by Harris.
It's really going to come down to the defensive disposition that the Jayhawks are going to have coming down the stretch. We know they can score.
Look at the pass here from the big fella.
Great fan pass, great skip pass, on time, on target.
Jackson Posey thought he got hit on the arm. KU with the push the other way. Brown, a lob, misfiring on a dunk for the second time tonight.
And
Lightfoot slow to get up, but seems okay. He'll hobble around a bit. Christian Brown, big three to put KU back in front. Battle in the field house tonight.
Kansas Athletics and K-Club.
Very nearly a highlight reel play for the Jayhawks right before that timeout. Wayne Brown trying to find Agbaji. And Christian thought he had it too.
Oh, I thought he had. I mean, we've seen it so many times, and typically Ochai does. The only thing that I can imagine that happened with that is maybe Oach tried to put a little bit too much sauce on the dunk to energize the crowd and just couldn't quite get it down, and I bet he wishes he had that one back.
Check in with Kenitra Pulliams.
Coach, during the huddle, during the timeout, he told his team to lock in defensively, to win the game on the defensive end, to be aware, to make some more steals, and to score the ball and win it. Guys.
Tight ball games, usually won at the defensive end.
Indeed, it's something the coach is looking for, to get them a signature win with a defensive fingerprint on it, not just outscoring guys.
McElree's nearly missed that ball. 4 to shoot. Has to get something up. Fires. Jayhawks with a run out. Martin ahead of everybody. Count it, and one.
And the little fella doing his best to get up there above the rim and finish. Actually, a great job defensively by Mitch Lightfoot and Ochai on the switch. Mitch having to guard someone faster, Ochai having to battle in there with Kingsmill, which led to the run out, and Remy Martin with a good finish there.
Multiple ways to use the rim for protection. Remy trying to go up with two hands. Got the bucket. Can't finish with the free throw though.
Remy might be getting some old man jokes later on tonight. The younger Remy Martin might have finished that with a highlight dunk.
Big possession here for SFA. 11 minutes to go. Look at Kingsmill and Lightfoot banging inside, and a lot of contact before they get the foul on Lightfoot. That is his first.
Not sure Mitch needed to challenge the pass that far away from the basket. Had Kingsmill in a good position up the lane about to the second hash mark.
Coach Self all week talked about Kingsmill as a guy who will score before he catches it, meaning he gets good position. How tough is it to guard a guy like that?
It's really tough, but if you do your work early and create contact, get hip to hip, do not give up space or angles, something that can help keep him away from the basket and keep him ineffective.
McElree's with the left-hand finish in traffic. Back to a two-point game.
Yeah, we mentioned it earlier, man, when McElree's gets to that paint, he causes a lot of havoc.
Jayhawks having to run their offense way out on the floor here. Harris gets by his man, finds Agbaji for the finish. Go on, Harris, great drive and setup.
Great drive, great feel. Probably would have taken a low percentage shot with him over a defender, had the court awareness to be able to know where Agbaji was going to be. Sliding in there with the wraparound pass. Showing us dynamic ball handling skills there. And he could have tried to finish that over Solomon, but that's tough over a 6'7" forward there, and found Ochai in right place, right time for the dime.
Talked in the first half that the physicality, the intensity kept going up. It has not waned at all in this second half.
Yeah, no, it hasn't. Actually feels like basketball of old. I don't think I've witnessed a game this physical in a long time, especially when you don't have two typical big guys out there. And it's been physical from the point guard position all the way to the center position. And again, with the toughness factor being the backbone of these two programs and these two coaches, I am not surprised that this is the flow of the game.
Win or lose tonight, these coaches are finding out who's got that toughness gene on their teams.
It's true, and Stephen F. Austin is certainly putting their own league on notice, as I'm sure they have a lot of people that they're going to be going up against, competing for a conference championship, eyeballing this game to see what they'll be up against.
Remember, KU was up 12 early. SFA's come back to take a lead and come back to tie it 2 other times after being down double digits again. Day Hall driving. Kick out to surprise Gavin Kensmill, who's left open and knocks down the 15-footer. He's shown a little bit of everything tonight.
He was actually surprised he was that open. I'm not quite sure what happened, where the miscommunication was defensively, but that's their best player on the court. He's been the best player arguably in the gym all night. You have to identify where he is at all times.
Brown back door, bucket and one. KU's getting creative to find ways to even get a shot right now against this SFA pressure.
Yeah, they're really having to work hard, laboring to score, finding a way. But that's one of the things that the pressure release does, is when they're denying high in the passing lanes, oftentimes that's a great opportunity for a backdoor, which Christian Braun took advantage of there.
It's the 4th foul on Nigel Hawkins as well. 18 points, Christian Braun to go along with 4 rebounds, 3 assists.
Christian Braun does a great job of impacting the stat sheet, so many areas. Of course, the 18 points is pretty significant, but
Martin with the steal and fouled by Solomon. That's his 4th.
Christian's been able to impact this game in other areas.
And no old man jokes for Remy Martin here. This is pretty athletic.
Pretty athletic there. That's just savvy. That's crafty. Then, of course, I think he wants to get the crowd engaged a little bit. One of the things Remy does best, bring a little bit of personality, a little bit of vibrance.
He plays with an effervescence.
Well, we certainly saw it when he was wearing the Arizona State uniform, as he was able to walk away with a couple of wins from the Jayhawks in his career. I'm certainly glad that he's brought that with the Kansas jersey on.
And the last time KU lost a non-conference home game, Remy Martin was on the other side, a freshman at ASU. Hall posting, draws a double team. Kensmill's open and wanted it. They couldn't find him. McElrees gets the baseline. Deflected rebound to Abaji. KU running. Brown to the rack. Blocked. But a foul.
Man, that was a great effort by Mitch Lightfoot on the other end there. Had no shot of securing that rebound with 2 hands, but did not let that slow down his effort in making an effort with 1 hand on it. As we see there from the second jump, and wow, look how effort can create opportunity on the other end as Christian Braun was able to leak out and attack the basket.
You want to get the rebound, but if you can't, is it correct to at least keep the other guy from getting the rebound?
Worst case scenario, you don't want the other team to get the rebound.
Four of 5 at the line tonight for Christian. Jayhawks back to some full court pressure. Trying to keep it away from McElrees. They'll make Jalen Jackson Posey bring it up.
Coach Self teams typically aren't a full court pressing team, at least for the duration of the game. I know a lot of people, particularly with the type of athletes that he has exposure to, are surprised by that. We don't typically have the type of rim protector to clean up the mistakes that we do, but I like it in this scenario because it puts pressure back on Stephen F. Austin as they've been trying to apply it to us in certain scenarios.
Foul number 2 on Lightfoot, number 5 this half on the Jayhawks. Cassell stepped on the baseline. SFA turns it over.
There we see right there the best on-the-ball defender right there, and actually started with DeJuan Harris refusing to be screened with that baseline out-of-bounds play, which is just an intangible, it's just a want-to, it's just an effort thing that not everybody has. Some guys get screened and stand straight up and give up on the play, not DeJuan Harris, as we saw there.
Trapped, finding Agbaji. Blocking foul. Agbaji tried to create out of the chaos.
Ochai has been pretty quiet since early in the first half offensively. Again, great pressure there. Oh, I thought they possibly could have gotten Ochai for extending that arm.
Tried to go to the lob. Harris getting a step. Agbaji lost the handle. Well, even though KU scored on a lot of their recent possessions, Wayne, it feels like they're not really running their offense. They're not getting what they want to get out of that offense. They're having to find something different.
Well, that's well said, and it's a lot of credit to Stephen F. Austin, again, because of their pressure. And even on that play there, as we see Ochai get that turnover, the ball came from the baseline, and his dribble drive was towards the baseline where the traffic was. Ideally, in that situation, you want to get downhill with your left hand or a quick ball reversal because that's where the space and the easy opportunity is.
Brown nearly had a steal. Under 8 to go now. Kinsmill high-low to Hall. And the freshman finishes. He's got double figures with 10.
Kinsmill again showing that good high-low ability to be able to pass it, and Dede Hall taking advantage of DeJuan Harris. As good of a defender as he is, he's giving up inches, he's giving up size, and very difficult to handle someone like that down the post.
Agbaji, open 3. Yes, sir. 16 for Ochai Agbaji, and the Jayhawk lead has ballooned to 9.
Well, it was only a matter of time. That lid was only going to stay on the basket for probably one more shot or two. I'm sure Oach is happy to see that go in from deep.
Kakelrees rolls home a triple. SFA with an answer.
Still a little bit too early to get into a trading basket match. With Stephen F. Austin, it's going to happen defensively for the Jayhawks.
Tough look for Kinsmill. Harris wanting to push. Down the middle to the bucket. Nearly had one. Action back the other way now.
Nearly had a real good one. We're not used to seeing DeJuan attack the goal like that.
Instead, Kinsmill with the soft touch. Kinsmill double-double tonight. 16 points, 10 boards, 7 assists for the big man.
Kinsmill walked into Allen Fieldhouse with his hard hat on and his lunch pail ready to go to work.
5 straight for the Jacks have cut this to a 4-point game. Lightfoot finding Harris in the back door. Agbaji from the corner. Another rebound for Kinsmill. They've gone over 2 minutes without a break. There's some tongues wagging right now. Fellas are tired.
Some guys are eyeballing the clock, waiting for that media timeout. Not wanting to give the tired signal with the game on the line, but looking for an opportunity possibly to catch their breath.
Giselle from the corner. Back the other way. Martin running the break. Steps through. Lightfoot kept it alive, but goes over the back for the foul. Lumberjacks going high-low, hanging in it in Lawrence. Well, we got a fun one tonight here at Allen Fieldhouse. 7th-ranked Jayhawks getting everything they want from the Lumberjacks out of Nacogdoches. 4-point ball game, and man, the point guard for SFA, David Kakelrees, he makes plays.
He really does when he gets to that paint. It's been a big-time problem. You know what Kinsmill is going to give you. Obviously, people's eyes on Latrell Giselle, thinking he's going to have a big night against his former team. But Kingsley, he's been such a difference maker here, offensively, defensively, knocking down open shots, creating plays for other people. He's had a great night.
16 points, 4 assists, and only 1 turnover for their senior point guard.
Man, very key right there. That assist-to-turnover ratio is always an important grade for any point guard, and he's proven to have it really dialed in here tonight on probably the biggest stage of his career.
He'll play off the ball this time. They'll let Jackson Posey bring it up. Now Kakelrees with it into Kinsmill. Working on McCormick, who's back in for the Jayhawks. Kinsmill finding Hall underneath. Hall trying to get creative, and that's a 3-second call. Take your pick of Kinsmill or Hall. They were both in there.
Both of them were in there. A lot of time spent. Kudos to David McCormick for staying down, not taking the shot fake, but also not giving up the angle. Kinsmill's done a great job of when he's picked up his dribble, continuing to use that pivot foot to try to find an angle to score around David McCormick, but David was able to keep him at bay that time.
Tough catch for McCormick. Martin takes the bump from Jackson Posey. Jayhawks are in the bonus.
Maybe not nearly as hard as he had made it out to be, but a little acting there. I actually think the hair of Remy Martin kind of helps him be able to draw some of those fouls.
Neither of us know anything about hair that would be quality.
Take the contact, snap the neck back a little bit. Bangs flash.
When you're from Southern California, it comes naturally, right?
For sure.
Knocks them both down. 6-point game with under 5 to go. Does SFA have another push in them? Kakelrees open, driving. Giselle, 3-ball, got it. Lead cut in half. 3rd 3 of this half.
Coach Self so frustrated at that because that play was initiated by a fish and miss by Remy Martin. Gambling, trying to get the steal. Missed the steal and was able to get dribble penetration from Kakelrees and find the open 3-point shooter.
Giselle not going to give up an easy one to McCormick. Let's go back to the other end. What you were just talking about, Wayne.
I mean, when you have the lead, you have to know time and score. Just stay between your man and the basket. There we saw Kakelrees able to get a paint touch, drawing help on his dribble penetration, and find the open 3-point shooter. Coach Self clearly frustrated about that. Something you don't typically see, that type of mistake from someone as experienced as Remy Martin.
If you're going to pick one guy on the other team to leave open, it's probably not Kakelrees with the basketball to go make a play.
Well, you certainly don't want to give him an open lane to the basket because not only does he have the ability to score himself, but he also has the ability to create opportunities for other people, which he did.
An empty trip to the line for McCormick. No surprise, they want to go into Kinsmill. Double team comes, he kicks it out. Six to shoot. All hanging and getting the friendly bounce. A dozen for Day Hall. 1-point game. Art speeding past defenders. Will shoot 2. Little burst from Remy. He'll be at the line when we come back. 1-point ball game. Big 12 now on ESPN+. Tonight here at Phog Allen Fieldhouse. 1-point contest. We're visiting Stephen F. Austin. Trying to upset the 7th-ranked Jayhawks. Allen Fieldhouse as loud as it can get right now. Jayhawks will head to the line. We'll remind you that thousands have been affected by southern and Midwest tornadoes. If you would like to help, please visit redcross.org/ESPN to help the Red Cross respond and help people recover from this disaster. Big free throws here for Remy Martin. Got them both. Remy's had a big second half with 10 points.
He certainly has, and here's some of that full court action here. Not necessarily trying to initiate a steal, but just to throw it out at a rhythm and get the ball into different players' hands. There we saw Solomon bring it up.
Shot clock down to 10, over the top to Kensmill, and he finishes. Great poise by the Lumberjacks to get it where they wanted to the guy they wanted to.
Yeah, great poise. They had been sending two at Kensmill. Mitz got put on an island there as he attempted to front with no help side on the back.
Brown with the finish off the lob from Harris.
Stephen F. Austin still winning all the toughness categories. +5 on the glass and 44 points in the paint scored.
Jayhawk ball.
There, another missed opportunity by Stephen F. Austin. Jayhawks making an asserted effort to front the post players, get good ball pressure, trying to avoid these one-on-one matchups in the paint, which Stephen F. Austin has been taking advantage of.
Play call from the bench here from Bill Self. Abaji nearly turned it over. Six to shoot. Contact, blocking foul.
Kansas very fortunate there. Bailed out of a difficult situation under 5 seconds on the shot clock. Stuck there in the corner, no dribble. Latrell Chiselle, look at the stance that he's in. You could tell that guy wants to win. Didn't quite have the position there to get the real charge. Now Ochai's at the line for 2 free ones.
Only his second time to the line tonight. 72% at the stripe for the season.
Well, we know how lethal of a three-point shooter Ochai is, and man, those times where the basketball isn't going in from long range, you got to find a way to score and get to the free throw line can be really helpful. I can remember earlier in the season we played with Michigan State. Ochai got to the line multiple times, really got himself into a good rhythm.
He's got 18 points tonight. Giselle way out. Brown the rebound. Here come the Jayhawks. Harris. Offensive foul on Brown.
Christian Brown possibly forcing the issue a little bit. I mean, being aware of time and score, obviously you want to be aggressive, but we know
look who
that
takes that charge. Latrell Giselle, who just missed the deep three at the other end.
Latrell jumped in there, but I don't know if DeJuan Harris is the one you want to be throwing lobs to. I think that's the indication there's probably another play you could have, another option you could have taken there.
Hawkins needs some help and needs it fast. Kensmill wanting it at the foul line to work on Lightfoot, kicks it out. Giselle to the bucket, left hand no. Hall with the tap in. And Kyle Keller will take his final available timeout with 85 seconds to go and his team back within 3.
In a broken floor situation, Christian Brown switched off to the ball handler. Here we see Remy Martin in the paint. He was hip to hip with Day-Day, who had been given problems in the paint, and he had to step over to help, and just his size and athleticism. Not an ideal rim protector in that scenario. A lot of other guys you would want to be under the paint in that and did the best he could, but it just wasn't enough.
Big possessions coming up here. You play your non-conference schedule to get ready for the conference, right? You're both these teams. You're going to run into a game like this or a dozen of them when you get into league. This is good practice.
You know, other than being at home here in Allen Fieldhouse, it almost has an NCAA tournament-like feel with a salty mid-major who really wants to get after it, who really wants to keep their season alive, who really wants to experience the big stage and the bright lights, making it difficult for a blue blood.
Time and again, the Jayhawks have ridden this crowd to wins over all variety of opponents. Crowd trying to help them out again tonight.
Well, they certainly need the help, especially coming out of timeouts. It's been a little unorthodox for Bill Self-coached teams who typically execute very well coming out of timeouts. They've labored. A lot of that has had to do with the Stephen F. Austin pressure. Let's see what gets drawn up here.
What does SFA do defensively? We've seen man, we've seen traps, we've seen zone. They've got some options.
Well, being down with the time and score now, it's a little bit too late to switch back to that zone like we've seen several times earlier. I imagine they keep the pressure turned up. Try to speed Kansas up or force them into a quick early shot.
They've got 6'7" Calvin Solomon guarding DeJuan Harris. Harris wants to take him on the bounce. Cut off, finds Brown. Dribbles out, beyond 3, 10 to shoot. Brown going to work, one-on-one. Out to Harris, over to Abaji. Needs to fire, tough 3, short. Brown got a piece of the rebound, kept it alive. Martin's got it.
Wow, I know it didn't look like much because Christian Brown didn't secure the rebound and put it back in. That's a game-winning type effort. Reset the shot clock.
Martin straight on. Got it.
Potential dagger right there by Remy Martin is
McElrees scoops it up and in. 4-point game. SFA has to foul now, and they do quickly. Hawkins gives the foul, his 5th.
SFA not wanting to go away. But Remy Martin, the playmaker, stepping up in a big-time moment.
SFA in need of a bucket. McElrees gets him one. A big-time shot from Remy Martin, a guy who's taken and made a lot of those in his college career.
Man, pretty entertaining to watch. McElrees and Remy Martin, DeJuan Harris going tit for tat. Keeping this an electrifying game. Hey, we're not to the Christmas break yet, right?
No.
There's still work to do. There's still basketball to be played.
Still 26.2 more seconds tonight. Double bonus, 2 shots to DeJuan Harris. His first point of the night.
You know, first point of tonight, but I mean, how much has DeJuan Harris impacted this game by all the intangibles? And that's what Coach Self loves about it.
Bill Self will use one of his 2 remaining timeouts. Would you believe DeJuan Harris has only taken 1 shot tonight, and it was that attempted dunk.
That was a pretty impressive shot attempt. Even though he missed it, I'd like to see that again. I'm thinking he's taking a page out of his former AAU teammate, current teammate, Christian Brown, as he's been significantly more aggressive attacking the rim, finishing with dunks. I like that look. That's one of the things that Coach Self appreciates as he's talking about the toughness factor, because when you can finish a play that way, it actually sends a message to the other team. And of course here in Allen Fieldhouse gets the team and the fans energized. This is what's needed late in the game.
6-point game, 26 seconds left. If you're SFA, do you look for a 3 here or just try to score quick?
Well, with the shot clock off, you probably need to look for a quick 3 and a quick flat foul to put them back on the free throw line, to hope they miss, to get another quick look at it. But we'll see what Kyle Keller has drawn up here.
A little backcourt pressure from the Jayhawks. Clock rolls. Cackle-Reeves into the front court. Lost the handle as they faked the handoff. The 20th turnover of the night for SFA is a costly one.
I think the Jayhawks had that sniffed out, even if Cackle-Reeves hadn't dribbled that out of bounds.
Harris fouled. When this one's over, stick with it here on ESPN Plus. Jayhawk Game Day Live following us. Dave Stewart, Kenitra Pulliams. We'll hear from coaches and players on both sides.
You know, Kansas may not mind this type of gritty win that was needed here at home because they travel on the road to Boulder, Colorado on Tuesday. Colorado's going to give them their best shot as well.
Harris 4 for 4 at the line here in the final minute. Cackle-Reeves crossing, spinning, cut off. Time keeps a ticking. Still going to get a shot. Kinsmill burrowing in. Swatted away by Brown. Timeout, Kansas. Martin was falling out of bounds and takes the timeout.
Have you ever seen anyone get more excited off a timeout call than Remy Martin? Of course, initiated by an incredible effort. Christian Brown coming over from help side. Reading his lips saying, give me that.
Christian Brown gets excited quite often.
This type of energy and enthusiasm that's contagious that help lead to victories like this.
Kansas wins it 80-72. Old friends Bill Self and Kyle Keller shake hands, and I think both teams learned a lot about themselves tonight. Both coaches will be really proud of their team's effort.
Absolutely, for the fight. This is going to be so valuable for both of these teams moving forward into the season. The grit, the toughness, the runs that were made, the attention to detail. Both teams feel really good leaving tonight.
Kansas improves to 9-1 on the season. Stephen F. Austin now 8-4. They'll host Jackson State on Tuesday, as Wayne mentioned a moment ago. Kansas on the road at Colorado on Tuesday out in Boulder. Should be a lot of Jayhawk fans at that one. That is one of the great places that has turned into Allen Fieldhouse West over the years for KU. Fun one tonight with high intensity. Kansas staves off SFA's best efforts. For our great crew led by Curtis Lorenz, for Wayne Simeon, I'm Stephen Davis. 80-72 the final score. Kansas wins it. Stick around for Jayhawk Game Day Live coming next. Thanks for being with us tonight on Big 12 Now on ESPN Plus.